Howdy folks, Tetsu here down in the lower tiers, where the power is low, but the battles are fierce. A little bit of a quick announcement. The Pokemon First 7U tournament is finished. That's correct. They just had the finals yesterday evening, or last night, one of the two. Today is 8/25/2022. So it was on a Wednesday. Alright. So, and some more news. This is really awesome. Smogon has given the 7U tier an RBY hub. So you can look up 7U tournament stats, replays, and discussions. And I will have a link to that down below in the description if you wish to check it out, as well as the link to the RBY Discord and the playlist and Big Yellow's video. You know, a lot of stuff. At any rate, I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to go ahead and play that out. If you want to check out the other reactions I've done so far for the tier, for the tournament, which, again, I'm starting from round 1, working my way up to the final matches. So that's going to take a minute, both for the winners and losers bracket. So, I'm not done, and I'm going to be archiving for a while. That said, I had a thought, but I can't quite it's on the tip of my tongue. Whatever. Okay, so up until now, we've seen some amazing, hilarious, and downright curious plays through the matches we've seen. And today we're going to be watching Gastalies versus CrapAtRBY. I've actually seen both of these individuals on Pokemon Showdown. I've never battled either of them, but I have seen those particular names come up every once in a while. From what I understand, Gastalies is actually quite a good player, so this should be quite interesting to see how they wind up matching up. But yeah, for those who are not sure what's going on, this is basically a reactionary series completely dedicated to archiving the first 7U tournament, which, like I said, just recently finished. If you want to check out the RBY Discord, if you want to check out the info for the tier, and, you know, some such, and if you want to go to the discussion forums, I'll have links to that stuff in the description once again. With all that said, let's begin. Play. Starting with the early metagame, we have a Voltorb from Gastalies and a Charmeleon from CrapAtRBY. This ought to... Freya, what? What are you doing? Why are you interrupting my recording, you silly puppy? Do you just want some attention? But I'm recording. I'm recording. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go in the hallway? Is that it? You want to go see Mama? Alright. Hold on. Oh, careful. Sorry, folks. You want to go see Mama? Come on. Oh, boy. Okay. Alright. Lost a train of thought. Dang it! Okay. Voltorb versus Charmeleon. Sorry about that, folks. This is actually a matchup I don't think we've seen as far as leads go. When it comes to Tentacool, it's pretty straightforward. You really don't want Tent to be out. Charmeleon is kind of in the same vein. I don't think you want Charmeleon paralyzed, is probably what I would say. Don't get me wrong, Charmeleon's going to be doing a lot of damage to Voltorb. There's no problem with that. But Charmeleon, a paralyzed Charmeleon is severely crippled. Severely. And it's almost like Tent in that regard. I mean, it winds up becoming Tent's punching bag at that point. I'm going to assume either a Rhyhorn or an Ivysaur switch up into paralysis. Let's play. An Ivysaur coming in, Thunder Wave, instant paralysis. From here, sleep on the Voltorb, I suppose. Oh, a quick change to Golbat, and Sleep Powder misses. Okay, we haven't seen too many Golbats actually being used. We've seen a couple, but not too many, and one of them is quite entertaining. But anyway, let's see. Where do we go from here? Okay, so Golbat has access to Confuse Ray. It's got access to Mega Drain. Gosh dang it. Double Edge, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't have a Flying Stab. Because, like, the highest... I think the only thing that it can actually learn as far as flying goes is Wing Attack. And that's, what, 40 base power? 35 base power? One of the two? It's very, very weak. So that's not going to be a thing. It might also have Rage. No. No, I don't think anybody else is going to do it. I really feel like I'm bullying that individual. I'm sorry, but Rage! Moving on. Okay. Hyper Beam. Golbat actually does have access to Hyper Beam. That is true. That is true. Does it want to stay in with Ivy, though? I mean, they switched it in, obviously, for a reason. I'm assuming to go for an Instant Confuse Ray. Yep, Instant Confuse Ray goes down. Do we see a hit? Yeah. Ivysaur immediately gets hit and goes for a Double Edge by Golbat. I'm assuming Sleep is what they're attempting to do, but they are just not having it. Okay, Ivysaur is basically donezo at this point. Sleeping is... yeah, sack it. What? Why would you switch it out? I mean... It's basically done at this point. Like, it's paralyzed. It's really low on health. This thing's not going to be able to handle anything. Not even Rhyhorn. Alright. But Golbat comes in. Double Edge. Threatens the Voltorb. Switch out? Yeah, Ivysaur. Okay, that's 65 health. I'm curious about something. I'm assuming that it wouldn't be able to... I put 69. Nice. Alright, hold on. 65%. We're gonna go for Golbat. Alright, and we're gonna give you... okay, 88%. Just to be accurate. Just to be accurate. Alright, we're gonna give you Hyper Beam. Okay, so it would have been a 2-hit KO. Unless it crit. Alright. Okay, if it crits, it's a guaranteed OHKO, but it's a 2-hit KO if not. So, decent switch. I was actually just kind of curious. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you're not Frey at least, so I don't have to worry about that for probably the next 5 minutes. Okay. Everybody say hi to Foofy. Foofy's Foofy. And also Molly's in here for one reason or another. Okay, let's see. So we get a switch to Ivy. Are we going to see another Thunder Wave? I'm assuming so. Although, sometimes they do... Oh, it is a Thunder Wave. Sometimes they do go for priority, such as... Miss Sleep. Swords Dance Mirror. Do we see a body slam? No, just double Swords Dance. And there it goes. Okay. So, I've honestly been curious about this for a while. The whole Swords Dance on Ivysaur thing. And admittedly, there was one thing I never actually accounted for, and that was the actual mirror in regards to it. I ended up interviewing, actually, Gangsta SpongeBob, who was in the last video. And he had some very interesting insights, and it's given me a lot to think about in regards to some of how these mods work. Though I am not 100% sold on Swords Dance as Ivy's move. Not 100%. I can see where it comes from, though. So, there is that. Let's see. Alright, so Ivy goes down, Charmeleon. No, Beedrill coming out. Okay, this is another thing. We have seen. And, again, Gangsta SpongeBob in his match, his games, showed this off as well. Beedrill is not a perfect check. It has access to Twin Needle, which is quadruple effective on Ivysaur, because grass and poison, because in Gen 1, poison and bug are super effective against each other. Don't ask me why. it's quite interesting. But Beedrill as an Ivysaur check is quite cool, actually. It gives it a bit of a niche. I mean, also tentacle as well, because poison. The issue is that this Ivysaur is full health. I don't believe, unless it crits, would Beedrill be able to take it out. Now, it is paralyzed. Do not get me wrong. That is a thing. But I can only assume that we're going to see a switch, possibly into Golbat. No, into Voltorb, of all things. Beedrill goes for a Swords Dance. Why not an Agility? Does it not have Agility on its moveset? Huh. Well, Thunder Wave on Voltorb being sent in. Thunder Wave? Explosion! Okay. So, yeah, that actually makes it to where Ivysaur is... Well, paralyzed Ivysaur is not very good. Well, it's not bad, admittedly. It's not horrible. But with that low of HP, it's now Meowth food. So let's see. What do we got? Okay, speaking of Meowth, and it shall appear. And there goes down Ivysaur. Are we going to see Voltorb come in? So far, there has not been a Rhyhorn pop out. So, yeah, somebody's getting paralyzed at this point. Charmeleon, all three of the mods, and this is risky, admittedly, in my opinion, at least. Okay, well, I say that. Let's analyze this. All right. So Charmeleon is paralyzed. All three of the mons that we currently know of CrapAtRBY are pretty vulnerable to paralysis. Once they have it, they are severely reduced in their capabilities. Tentacle coming in on the Charmeleon while it's paralyzed, being switched in. So, two things can happen. Paralysis activates and just gives Gastalies, the best, a free switch in. And then CrapAtRBY is basically having to decide who to sack in order to deal with this. And they're already running very low on resources as is. So that's not great, admittedly. It's not great. So the other thing that can happen is right now a slash is going to come in. That's going to reduce Tentacool to about half health or a little bit above it. And at any other point that it comes in, it is going to be slashed into oblivion. Let us see. Slash does connect. 47 health. And Wrap? Why? Why Wrap? Do they not have Hydro Pump on their moveset? Do they? I mean, maybe they have Surf, but even then, that's a 2-hit KO. That's a 2-hit KO. What the hell? Okay. Okay, in comes a Paralysis. Switch to their own Tentacool. Okay, I suppose I should have seen that. Alright, we got the Wrap started. Now switch to Beedrill? No, Meowth, okay. And in comes Voltorb. That was actually a very sweet double. That was a good double. It seemed kind of on the back foot at that point. And I'm still wondering why the Wrap, of all things. I really don't get that. But let's move on. Voltorb is out. Is it going to go boom? No, it's going to Thundershock, do a little bit of damage. Only switched in Charmeleon. And we're going out to Golbat. Slash does connect. This is kind of the cool thing about Golbat. It is actually fairly tanky considering what's in the tier. Charmeleon isn't going to do very much damage to it, as we can see. Are we going to see a Confuse Ray come out? Yeah, as per the parlor trick. And nope, Fire Blast coming, and we get a crit, and Golbat goes down. Okay. Now we've got a battle, folks, or do we? Tentacool is basically a non-issue at this point. 4, well, okay, technically 3. Technically 2 Crapsmons actually can just deal with Tentacool outright. Voltorb is a bit of an issue, but so long as Charm stays reasonably healthy, they at least got a switch in for Paralysis. Voltorb coming back out. Do we see a boom? No, we see a crit Thunderbolt, though. And it gets taken out in confusion. No, that is bad. And a Thunder Wave coming in for Beedrill. It is now crippled. That is bad. Oh, true. Let me explain this, folks, for who is not familiar with this mechanic. In RBY, in the Gen 1 games, whenever you use a boosting move, like Swords Dance, for example, your stats reset. That also includes your speed. So, Paralysis, I think, knocks speed like by 50% or 75%, something of that nature. But because Beedrill used Swords Dance, its speed is actually back to what it was. Now, this can be negated if, say, Voltorb knew some sort of boosting move. But outside of that, Beedrill's basically at its prime speed. So, okay, Tentacool does come out. Do we see a Hyper Beam? Man, that was a miss. Okay, and here comes Wrap. Yeah, Paralysis with the Tentacool in is pretty gnarly. Oh boy, and here comes the Wrap battle. At this point, I'm actually kind of concerned here, if I want to be honest. Voltorb coming in, and that is a free switch. Now it's going to have to switch back out into Beedrill. Thunderbolt, I mean. Yeah, that's going to take a decent chunk. Yeah, 3-hit KO. Beedrill can't, and it's paralyzed. Crap is just not getting the luck right now. That is painful. Beedrill gonna go down. It's gonna be sacked. And this is basically Gastalies' match to lose, basically. They would have to actively decide to lose in order to lose this. It is just that one-sided at this point. Thunder? Okay. Get ready to feel the thunder! That meme. Alright. And Tentacle. Interesting. Hydro Pump coming down. Thunder! Yeah, Thunder does go down. 15%. There's not really much else I could say at this point. At least, it wasn't completely one-sided at the very least, to be fair. We have seen quite a few matches like that. This wasn't too bad. There are a few things that do kind of confuse me, though, if I want to be honest with you. Alright, so we got the paralyzed Ivysaur right here. We got the Golbat, we got the confusion. Why switch out? Whatever's coming in is going to be hit by something. That is damage done on Voltorb that really should not have been there. It really should not have been there. Ivysaur, as far as I'm concerned, now, to be fair, this is just my opinion, this thing should have been sacked. At this point, your sleepers should have just been sacked because you left it out there to get pummeled. I understand why, because you're trying to put something to sleep, but at this point, there's really no point in keeping it because it's just too slow. It's also, like, on very low health, so it's not going to outspeed anything. But, we've got the Ivysaurs coming out. Now, the Beedrill's an interesting one. So, like I said before, Beedrill is not a great check, but it is something that can threaten both Tentacool, because it outspeeds it, and Ivysaur, because not only can it outspeed it, it deals a ton of damage to Ivysaur, and a good chunk, admittedly. I think it's like a 2-hit KO for Tentacool, same for Ivysaur. It doesn't do enough damage to take them out, but it does enough to take them out if they're chipped, is what I'm getting at. And its speed is very threatening. If this thing gets paralyzed, it's basically done. It is pretty accurate, really. Now, the Swords Dance setup is something I don't quite get, because Voltorb is a thing. If anything, I would suggest, like, going for an attack, like Twin Needle, even into a Voltorb, is going to do damage. Now, I suppose one of the few things I could agree with keeping Ivysaur is a paralysis block. I suppose that's something that I actually think would probably have been a good idea. But it ended up getting sacked anyway. Now, well, that was Voltorb's, actually, decision. And the Voltorb here, the explosion did help, and it allowed Crap to get a little bit ahead. Charm being paralyzed. This really confused me. This move really confused me. Because Hydro Pump, yes, is not 100% accurate, but it would have either OHKO Charmeleon or done a ton of damage to whatever was switched in. Wrap just seems like a really freaking waste, but this is early on in the rounds, so, and I have been informed this is probably going to happen, because a lot of people are new to the tier at this point. So, but it is something to point out, if nothing else. But, let's see. Okay. Let's go on to the next match, because there's not really anything else I can touch up on that I haven't already for the other one. So, enough preamble. Done that enough. let's play. Lead metagame. Charmeleon and Tentacool. Not gonna really discuss this. We know the drill. Tentacool can Hydro Pump. Charmeleon can Slash, sacrifice itself, or switch into something. It can also Fire Spin. Let's move. Fire Spin it is. Now the question is, what are we going to see a switch to? Ivysaur? Oh, that was a good. That was a very good play by Crap. Although, the prediction... Okay, I see. So, I can only assume Crap expected Gastalies to switch. Although, I'm not 100% sure why. Because Charmeleon doesn't OHKO Ivysaur with Fire Blast. And Fire Blast probably would have been the best move to use at that point. Body Slam isn't a bad move. It's very spammable, of course, because, I mean, Paralysis is very nice, very nice. I don't know, though. Fire Blast just seems more... just better, in my opinion, in that regard. Even if you're not taking Ivysaur out, you are dealing a ton of damage to it. A ton of damage. And it basically makes it Meowth fodder later. Alright, we're going to see a switch to Ivysaur from Crap and a quick Swords Dance upon the switch. Decent setup, and, well, there's no Paralysis. Ivysaur... Okay, no Paralysis. Do we see Paralysis from here? Yes, we do! That is... What?! Greedy! Greedy! Why would you do that? Why? Gosh dang it. Okay, well, Ivysaur goes down for Crap. In comes Charmeleon? Oh, well, not Charmeleon. Well, Tentacool. Ivysaur does get sacked. Not a bad sacking, admittedly. Because, I mean, at this point, Ivysaur isn't just really worth anything. Unless you want to go for a Paralysis blocker. Just putting that out there. But because Crap's Ivy is gone, they don't have to worry about sleep anymore. So, and because Charmeleon is asleep, ouch. We're going to see Hydro Pump. We're going to see a wrap. I mean, Rhyhorn coming in. Okay, a substitute. This is good. Because now Rhyhorn can do nothing to Meowth this turn. Will we see a switch of Rhyhorn? Or is it going to be sacked? Oh! Crap tried to read the switch! Crap tried to read the switch and he got punished. Oh gosh dang. That is of course something that can happen. You can try to go 4D chess on your opponent, and then it backfires on you massively. Massively. In this case, Meowth just got completely hosed. It's at 4%, and Shoulder's coming in. Thunderbolt, though, does do a ton of damage, but Meowth is down. Double edge on a Shelter? Well, Tentacool wrap, yeah, okay. So, funny thing here. It's gonna be a bit of switching, but here's the fun part. Oh, we see a Hitmonchan coming in. Okay. So Hitmonchan can one-shot Meowth if it hits with Submission. It's the only move that can truly OHKO Meowth from full health. here's the deal. So far, Gastalies has... I really am hoping that I'm pronouncing that correctly, because if not, I'm very, very sorry for that. At any rate, Gastalies has made it quite clear that they don't mind leaving their mons in. Meowth still outspeeds Hitmonchan. So, it can do some damage. It's a 3-hit KO, I'm pretty sure. About 95% on that. So, because of that, will Gastalies leave Meowth in to do damage? Or no, he's going for the switch and agility. Okay. Well, it outspeeds Charmeleon at least. But what can it do? Does Charmeleon have counter, I wonder? Body Slam. Do we see the paralysis? We do! Para? No, Fire Blast. Which is good. Hitmonchan is burned. It is now completely and utterly useless. Body Slam. Yeah, it's not doing jack. Oh. Submission. Submission would probably... it's stab. That probably would take it out. Oh, double... I guess at this point, Crap's just wanting to sack it. I would assume. Now, to be fair, if he wanted to be greedy, he could have gone for another agility, and that would actually reset his stats. So he actually would have been able to attack at that point. But granted, that would mean Charmeleon would have to have been paralyzed, which it was. In hindsight, it was. But obviously, he wouldn't have known that. Okay, Meowth coming in. It does pressure the tentacle, and Rap has missed. And as we've seen, when that happens, we got a bit of an issue. Now Meowth threatens Tentacle. Will there be a switch? Nope, it's going to be sacked, and who is going to be brought in? Charmeleon is asleep. Rhyhorn? Well, that's done. Okay. Gastalies has clearly won this fight. I'm not even entirely sure what to say at this point. The matches were fairly close, like visually. Just some questionable plays. Again, it's early on in the metagame. People are still figuring stuff out. That's something to bear in mind. And because this is only CrapAtRBY's first elimination, they can try to redeem themselves in the loser's bracket as they try to climb up. Will that happen? I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. But congratulations to Gastalies for continuing on in the winner's bracket, and we shall see, once again, CrapAtRBY down in the loser's bracket when we get to it. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 11th match of round 1, and I hope you guys are excited. Not the most eventful match. It had some ups and downs, but it was pretty handily in Gastalies' favor, at least from what we've seen. Just some very interesting plays, I'm not gonna lie. At any rate, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you will want to see more. Until next time, everybody, my name is Tetsu, and I shall see you later. Have a wonderful evening. Check out the RBY Discord, links in the description, yada yada yada.